Hello everyone, greetings from Porto Venera, a beautiful Italian city. My name is Svetlana Mucha and I'm the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. And for almost 14 years I work with love, as it says on my t-shirt. And in this video I want to talk to you why unfortunately not all your acquaintance will lead to a relationship. Well, sometimes when we introduce a gentleman to a potential match, we really see potential in a sense that our client and this lady, they are looking for similar things in life. They both, for example, want to get married officially, and they want to do it within the next 3 to 5 years, so it is a priority. They both want to have children. They both are smart. They both are goal-oriented, driven. They have traditional family values, and they have similar understanding about gender roles, about money, about religion, about politics, and nowadays it is important. And the lady matches all his criteria, in a sense, all important criteria, in a sense that, for example, she is athletic, she eats healthy, she doesn't drink alcohol, for example, she is well educated, she has more like fair complexion, like lighter skin tone, lighter eyes, lighter hair color, and we know that this is something that our client finds physically attractive. She doesn't have tattoos, she doesn't smoke, and our client, he matches her criteria. He is driven, he is smart, he is ambitious professionally, he is interested, for example, in classical literature, he leads a healthy lifestyle. So we introduce them, but for whatever reason, after the first 2 dates, we get the feedback that, you know what, I'm not that interested. Why it happens? Sometimes it has very little to do with the client and lots to do with, for example, the lady. She went on a date not in her best mood. It has happened to us recently. I know that the lady was very excited about this meeting. They were talking on Zoom and by phone for almost 4 weeks, and then the gentleman has traveled over to meet her in Poland, and then the meeting actually has happened. The lady she didn't feel all the emotions that she thought she had to feel, and she felt kind of disappointed that there were no butterflies in her stomach, and she hoped that she would feel this initial chemistry, even though we have talked for hours with her that initial chemistry and this insta love, it is created by Hollywood, and it happens in movies and in love songs, because a love song, it has to last like 3-4 minutes, so you can't actually put all the time of getting to know each other, getting to know your love interest, and actually falling into that love. Anyway, she didn't feel all the feelings she hoped that she would be feeling, and she said that she knows that he's a nice guy and on paper he has all these qualities, but she wanted to feel the sparkles, butterflies. Again, this is a problem of the lady. She said that, oh, my psychologist and your psychologist is telling me the same thing, that I shouldn't be romanticizing too much this love experience. But for our client who has traveled to meet her and had certain expectations, and he says that she is obviously disappointed, he can think that, okay, something is wrong with me. Guys, sometimes nothing is wrong with you, it's just the situation. For example, another not very pleasant scenario, unfortunately, since the war has started in Ukraine, 2 of our couples have broken up. In the first situation, the lady, they were dating for 4 months. We have introduced them prior to the war, and for 4 months they were exclusive, so it was a relationship. And the lady, she believed that 4 months is enough to actually get to know a man and to catch feelings, to grow those feelings, and she hoped that the gentleman would suggest her to move in together, that he would propose, that he would be more active, and she out of a sudden decided that now he has to rescue her, to save her. Of course, we have talked to her and we have explained that all the support that he is showing towards you, it's normal and natural, and he can't do more at the moment. He doesn't feel ready to do more at the moment, because in his case, he thought that 4 months was not enough to actually propose, to move in together, and you can't blame him. Like, imagine a novel that you are reading, a romantic novel, and you're reading the same book, but she has covered like 20 chapters and he has covered only 8 chapters, because they read in a different speed, and they enjoy the novel, same novel, in a different way. The end result would be similar, but for him to get to the end, it would take him longer, more time. But unfortunately, this relationship has ended, and the gentleman, of course, he felt very disappointed why this has happened. And I believe if not for the war, they would have been dating for 2-4 more months, and probably then he would really have proposed to her, and things would have worked out well. But war has happened, and you can't predict that. In another situation, the couple, they were also dating approximately 4-5 months, and they have discussed being exclusive, and things were progressing well. But the lady said that, you know what, I just can't. All my thoughts are about my country, my city, my family, and all their conversations were about war. And we have talked to the lady, and unfortunately she couldn't focus on anything else than war. And she said that she understood with her head that it is not right to talk about the war only to her boyfriend, and she has to work on their relationship the way she did prior to the war, but she just couldn't make herself. And the relationship was very shaky, and they have decided to break up. Unfortunately, things like that happen. And in the scenario of these two couples, can you tell that it was their fault? Well, circumstances were very unusual, and they had such a strong impact on their relationship because it was still a very early stage. Sometimes when people meet, you can tell that, wow, it didn't meant to be. Sometimes, well, the moment was not right. A lady was not in her best mood, and she was mentally not prepared. For example, she was just off on that exact day, or the gentleman was just off. For example, we talked to him and he was super excited, and then something happens, something switches inside his head, and he neglects all the dating tips, all the dating advice, and during the date he acts differently toward the lady, and he acts not like himself, not like he usually acts, and the lady feels it, and the date just fell off. So I hope that I haven't made you sleepy yet, you haven't fallen asleep. My point is that sometimes we meet some people and unfortunately it doesn't work out. Not every person you are going to go out on a date with will end up being your girlfriend, and not every first date will lead to the second date. And it is normal. Some people are lucky, they were introduced to one match, second match, for example, and with the second lady they start building this acquaintance and they manage to grow it into a relationship. Why it happens? Well, because they both are in the right mindset right now, and they both have already built necessary experience, and they both had a bad date before, so now they can appreciate a good date. And I often repeat myself in the videos that pretty often to appreciate a really good date you have to have a bad date, because then you can compare how you feel, and your expectations, they will be more realistic. You won't expect butterflies and sparkles after every date. So sometimes for some men it takes longer, it takes more acquaintances, and they manage to get their first acquaintance to, for example, 5 dates, 6 dates, 10 dates, and then unfortunately they find out that with this lady they can't proceed. But again, it's experience. So to claim that the first woman you will meet, you will madly fall in love, that's a bit naive. So probably you will have to meet multiple people. I'm not talking right now about 100 of people. With the help of the matchmaking service, this number can be limited to 5 introductions, 10 introductions. We will save you time and energy, and this is what you hire us to do, to actually pre-select candidates individually for you, because if you were doing it on your own, like 100 of dates from Tinder, probably you will have to do it. Probably you would have to do it because there is no filter. You just put your finger and you hope, you cross your fingers that she will be the one. So to expect that every lady you're introduced to will be the mother of your future kids, yes, there is always this chance. This is why I always recommend all our clients and ladies to actually get prepared to each date, because you never know. Not so long ago, one of the couples we have introduced 5 years ago, and they're happily married. They live now on Guam, and they not so long ago have become parents. They had their first kid, and they have posted a picture from their first date. I remember that picture because at Diolli we always take pictures of all our clients on their first date, and if things work well, if they end up getting engaged or married, we present this photo of their first date to their engagement, or send it to their marriage. And usually all our couples have these photos framed somewhere, standing somewhere by the fireplace or hanging on the wall. They like this tradition. So I was looking at this picture taken 5 years ago. I was looking at this first date, and they both felt shy. I remember it a bit insecure. In the picture you can tell by body language that they like what they see, but they still don't know. So what is the right mood to go out on a date with a new person? Well, the right attitude is to be excited about meeting someone new, to expect to learn something new about your partner, about your date, to learn something new about yourself, and this is it. Don't go out on a date expecting that love will find you right there and you will fall madly in love with this woman straight away, that it will be love at the first sight, that there will be butterflies in your stomach and sparkles. Don't do that. Guys, I hope it was helpful, and it is getting more loud here. So I will wrap it up, and I will see you in the next one. Svetlana Mucha, especially for Diolli.com from Porto Venere, Italy.